Hello and welcome, dear fertility fans. Today I'm talking to Bea about her journey to her 3 wonderful children. We met here on La Gomera on the playground when our boys were playing together. After hearing Bea's story, I offered her to share it on my YouTube channel here, and she immediately agreed. I think Bea has so much important information for you if you are currently trying to conceive and don't know what to do. Her experiences may also give you courage and hope, so let's get started with the interview. Hello everybody, and now we are in the house of Bea. Hello.
Hello everybody.
Yeah, we're starting now with the first question of your story and how long you have been trying to get pregnant. It's the first question for you.
Yeah. Well, it started, we got married out here in the Canary Islands, and we decided that we were going to wait maybe 1 or 2 years before we decided to try to have babies. And when the time came, I was 30, and we decided that we would start to try. And to no avail, 6 months passed, 1 year passed, and I thought, okay, maybe it's time that I go and see my family doctor and see what's going on. So at that stage we were prescribed Clomid, which is a fertility drug that allows you to ovulate. And this didn't work. This didn't work also. So we were 2 years trying, and with no success. About 2.5 years in, we decided to have our first IVF. So we...
how old are you? What was your this time?
My first IVF, I was 32 years old. 32, heading for 33. So I knew my chances were low, but we decided to give it a go. I was in my early 30s, I was healthy, I was well. I thought, okay, we'll go down this road and see how far we can go. But to no avail, IVF didn't work for us. 3-4 times we tried IVF and it didn't work for us, unfortunately. A very difficult road for couples, to go down. It's extremely stressful, extremely expensive, so many tests, so much heartache along the way, so many ups, so many downs. So by the time we did get pregnant, we were 6 years in, and I was 36 when my twins were born. But in the meantime, along our journey, we had a couple of early miscarriages and an ectopic pregnancy. So lots of ups and downs, lots of happy moments, lots of sad moments. But now I've got 3 healthy little boys, and yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really amazing. How many miscarriages you had?
Gosh, there's a question. 2 early miscarriages and 1 ectopic pregnancy where they had to remove the tube. So that's why they thought in the fertility clinic that we may have had a problem with implantation. Implantation failure, failure with the embryos. But we managed to prove that wrong because we ended up having identical twin boys in the end. So through an IVF process, through surrogacy, but identical twins are very rare. So it turned out that the quality of the eggs were good. So yeah, very happy with our 3 little boys, but it was a journey. But I always trusted that my body could do it, or that the children would come. I always knew that one day I would be a mother. I believed it, and I had to believe it. It was what made me get through our journey,
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So we tried everything, you know. I went for Chinese medicine and acupuncture. That lady did help, and she changed my life because she made me look at, you know, food differently, the body differently, my mind differently.
It's a holistic
Approach,
way.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And I felt at the time and that I needed that. I had a stressful job. I was a busy, you know, woman, and I needed a little bit of help, you know, from another source, and it definitely did help. I do believe that my mindset change, a diet change, and definitely brought about the children. Definitely.
You think that was the point? What? Yeah, was
Yeah, I think I needed
that
to
you get pregnant?
yeah, relax, I suppose. Even though I used to hate that cliche when people would say, just relax, it will happen, you know, and that was almost one of the hurtful things that people would say when you were trying to get pregnant, you know, relax, it will happen. And because you see your friends getting pregnant and your family getting pregnant, and you know, at that time you just want support, you know. But yeah, I do believe that I healed my body through food and through relaxation and mindset, and I do believe that allowed the process to happen. I want to give all the ladies out there who listen to this today hope, that trust in your body, you know, trust that your body can do this, because it can, you know. Trust in your own intuition, because I did. I trusted in my own intuition that, you know, there were children out there, and when they were ready they would come, and they did. They're here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do believe, but I do believe in food as medicine. I do believe in mind meditation, and yeah, I do believe all these processes can help with fertility.
Okay. Maybe you can explain a little bit in detail how you get first the twins.
Yep.
And then the third
Yep.
Boy.
So the twins were born through a family surrogate, because after IVF number 4, we were just about done. We were looking down other avenues. We discussed adoption, which was very difficult in Ireland at the time where we were living. The waiting time for children was very long. And I had heard of friends and other ladies, you know, on other channels that we were looking down the road of surrogacy. So we had a family member actually offer to carry the babies for us, which is amazing, incredible story. My husband's cousin in England, a lady called Nikki, who offered her body to us, and you know,
Really amazing,
an angel really sent from above. She's definitely our guardian angel. And we decided to go down the route of IVF then in the UK with Nikki. My husband's from England and Nikki was in England, and the process was a lot easier in England than in Ireland. So we started another IVF in the UK, lots more tests, lots more waiting, and you know, you have to be interviewed and you have to have psychiatric, you know, consultations to make sure everyone's okay, and so lots of decisions and things to be made. You have to talk to your surrogate beforehand and do a contract, so it's not just, you know. So we decided to go down that road, and we did. And the first pregnancy, unfortunately, we lost at 6 weeks. And then we decided to go one more last time. So we did IVF again, and we placed in 2 embryos on day 5, 2 blastocysts, and on the day of my birthday, Nikki sent me a picture of a positive pregnancy test, and I couldn't believe it. I just obviously so happy, like on the scale, 1,000. But then also you do take a breath. You do take a, because we've had so many losses along the way, you do hold your breath. But we made it to the scan at 7 weeks, and we had a private scan in the clinic, and lo and behold, there they were, the twins. Couldn't believe it. We had hoped and wished for twins because we felt 2 babies would make up for the time that we'd already lost in our journey to, motherhood, fatherhood. Yeah. So when the sonographer said, I've got something interesting to tell you, again, I held my breath. And he said, right, this is a baby here, and this is the heartbeat, and this is another baby here, and this is a heartbeat. So we found out that we had twins and that they were identical. So obviously we were screaming and crying and so happy. We were at every scan, every appointment. I think we only managed, along the whole way of the 40 weeks, I think we only managed to miss 1 appointment. We flew to England every scan, that we could. We flew over in the morning.
You was in Ireland and your cousin
in England. Yeah. So every scan we would fly in the morning and fly back in the afternoon.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. So we got to see them grow at every stage, every scan, 12, 16, 20. And then obviously towards the end, you have weekly scans. And then they were born at 36 weeks in the UK on the 1st of December. The most amazing, incredible feeling in the world, You're looking at these 2 little things. They're half you, half your husband that you've waited so long for. And our dreams came true. And that's all I wanted, was half of me and half of him, And we got it.
Oh my God, yeah. What an amazing story.
Yeah.
And then it's not stop, because the story has another boy. Incredible.
Yeah. I continued my acupuncture with Siobhan, with the lady. I continued to see her for acupuncture and Chinese medicine. Because of my constitution, when I first went to see her, which was damp heat, liver qi stagnation for me. That's what she diagnosed me as. I continued to see her because I wanted to continue to heal my body. I was still eating the same foods that she recommended for me, orange vegetables, lots of roasting, boiling, my food, lots of clean food. I gave up drinking wine, at the beginning of our journey. I gave up drinking coffee at the beginning of our journey. And I, all about green tea, all about waters, pure. Everything was as pure as I could keep it. That was going into my body, and it was all about nutrition. For me, when I changed my nutrition, I changed my life. I do believe that, because she managed to change my periods. She brought them from what was an old clotty period to a fresh bright red period. So I continued to see her. And I remember the day that I went to see her, and she did a new technique, but she still did the same technique, but she just put a few extra needles into my head. And I remember thinking, oh, this feels amazing, But not long after that, I found out I was pregnant.
Wow.
Naturally. With 1 tube. So unexpected.
Oh, and this time you had only 1 tube.
I only had 1 tube.
Wow.
And when we had that ectopic pregnancy, which was such a really sad time in our lives, because we finally got pregnant in 2012, and I was there, we did it. We got a pregnancy test. It was positive, and it felt right, it felt good. And then the pain started, and I was about 7 weeks. I got really bad pain and spotting, and I went to the doctor, and we went for scans, and it wasn't good news. They couldn't see the fetus. Okay. So I ended up in hospital under emergency surgery to remove the fetus in the tube. And they had to take away the tube. they say at the time, don't worry, it doesn't, you immediately think it reduces your chances by 50% to get pregnant. But the doctors reassured us that wasn't the case, that, that the tube can move to each ovary, which is amazing. Yeah. But you don't think of that at the time. At the time you think, oh my gosh. But no, I had one tube, I had the twins, and I found out I was pregnant, and it was a surprise, a huge surprise, a happy surprise. But after almost 10 years of trying everything to get pregnant naturally, to do everything that we could to get pregnant, to get a natural pregnancy and hold him till 40 weeks was just incredible.
Yeah, I
and
understand.
Now he's 4. It was incredible, because I also got to, I appreciated Nikki, our surrogacy, so much. She's the twins' tummy mummy, and she will be forever, their tummy mummy, and she's my angel. I appreciated her more because then I got to experience pregnancy, and I got to experience what it was like to grow a baby,
Yeah.
So I appreciated her even more after I had him, because then I felt, well, this is what she did for me.
I understand.
So, yeah.
I could believe it, of course. Wow. And I think you told me also you had a little endometriosis.
Yes. The first investigation that we had, because I used to have very heavy, clotty, painful periods, late periods, they decided to investigate because they did think that I had all the signs of endometriosis. Mm-hmm. So I had a laparoscopy, and there were traces found, small traces, but traces found. And then I had a second laparoscopy to check for tube issues, and then my third laparoscopy was obviously for the ectopic pregnancy. So lots of surgeries before we got there, but we got there. And I do believe that the endometriosis was linked to, in Chinese medicine, what they call damp heat. Lots of probably eating the wrong foods, not taking care of the body, I think in a damp environment things can grow, and I think it's the body's way of alerting you that there's something wrong. So I think it was my body's way of saying, okay, there's something wrong, we need to heal the body. So I believe that I managed to heal the body in a way with food and Chinese medicine and acupuncture and mindfulness, and
it's a big picture. I think holistic is really important.
I think today, it is, because I think a lot of women today, and I think, are waiting a little bit longer to have children also. Like I was in my 30s, whereas in our mothers' times, they were having babies at 19, 20. So and I think women today are a lot busier, we're not just mothers, we have careers also, a lot of women work, a lot of women are busy with maybe younger children. There's lots of stories of women who have one child and then struggle to have the second baby.
Yes, of course.
So yes, I do, and I think there's lots of ways that you can pull in extra help, from holistic methods or mindfulness or breathing, just being in a relaxed state in your mind and your body. I also did different things to help my body. I drank celery juice, and I noticed changes in my body. I definitely noticed changes in my cervical mucus. When I felt that my body was cleaner, I felt my body worked better. I took spirulina, I took barley grass, I took maca, everything, everything, everything that you read online. oh, take this for this. I did it all. When I went for my first appointment for my Chinese medicine, I brought a bag, and she said to me, where are you going with all those things, But yeah, I do believe in a little bit of help from everybody, from wherever you can take it, but I do believe that you heal the body and anything can happen,
Maybe that's your way,
yeah,
and other people
have different way,
their own way,
yeah,
and I think you can feel it when you go inside you, and maybe you can feel it.
Definitely. I'm not saying this way is the only way, but definitely this way worked for me. When I started to change things and I saw changes in my body, for me, I knew that I was doing the right thing. When I saw how different I felt when I took my spirulina and my barley grass, and I was eating more fruit and vegetables and nuts, and I could see the changes, and I could see that I felt better, and I could see that my body was responding.
Of course, nutrition is so important, I think, because you do it every day, morning, mid, and no,
definitely,
all the time. not all the time, but very often.
I would have been the type of person, because I was so busy, to grab something quickly, have my breakfast maybe in the car, have something quick for lunch, choose the quick white bread, option. I'm not saying white bread is unhealthy, I'm just saying there are healthier options. I would be choosing the quick option, I wasn't, even though I'd go home and cook in the evening, I was probably choosing to cook the quick, easy option more so than the nutritious option. So I'm just choosing my snacks wisely, So I think a lot was to do with change of lifestyle.
That's what I mean. You change your life when you do something every day. In the other way.
So I do believe that my lifestyle change definitely helped me in my journey. Definitely.
And how old was you when your third son was born, 2012?
Yep, he was born in December also, and I was 39, because I was 40 I was 40 the following April, because I celebrated my birthday when he was just a few months old.
Wow.
So I fell pregnant at 39, so it's possible. And I had a healthy pregnancy, no problems, and I had a healthy baby. And I was very conscious of the food that I ate while I was pregnant, I didn't overeat, but I chose wisely a variety of food every day, to make sure that I was getting what I needed. I had a great pregnancy. I felt so good. Obviously, like every woman, tired the first few weeks and months, but then after, lots of energy and felt good. Now he was a C-section baby, because he didn't turn. He was a big baby. He was breech, so he was a C-section baby, but he's fine and healthy, and I'm good too.
I'm so lucky for you. It's so good. And how was your husband at the whole time, from trying to conceive to the IVF and so on?
I'm glad you've asked that question, because I think the men in this process, they just get a little bit forgotten about, and they feel very sad in the background, when they see you in pain, because it is pain, when you want something so badly, when you feel that I'm supposed to be able to do this and your body is not doing it, you feel a little bit like, well, I failed, or my body is failing me. Why? Hopeless completely. I mean, he was amazing. He was obviously my strength. I've heard stories where, it can almost either, fertility can tear you apart. You know, infertility can either tear you apart or bring you together. And for us, it definitely brought us closer together, you know. He's the one that's there when you have the injections, you know. He's the one that's there when you have your eggs taken away, or he's the one that's there in the hospital when they tell you that they have to take out your tube, you know. He's the one that's there when you get the happy news, you know, and he's the one that's there when you get the sad news. I had a very supportive husband. I mean, for us, it was important to talk, you know, through every stage, through every level. Talk about how you're feeling, you know, ask him how he's feeling, you know, because yes, even though the woman's body, you know, seems to be going through all that, you know, there's also, he's going through it too on an emotional level, you know. And I know sometimes it's male infertility. For us, it was kind of unexplained infertility, do you know? And I know that some men out there suffer too because they feel it's their fault, you know, but it's not. I mean, I've seen a story from the lady, my Chinese acupuncture lady, Siobhan Kiho, who had a couple come with a man with really low mobility and morphology, and she managed to change his results with spirulina, barley grass and Chinese medicine. And they had triplets. They had 3 babies. Do you know what I mean? So, like, or was it, hang on, no, they had 3 twins and then a baby, like us. Sorry. She had twin girls and then a baby. Sorry. Twin girls and then another baby really soon after. So yeah, like I believe the men, you know, need to be given a little bit of hope also, you know. But I think it's important that you talk through the whole journey, because it's not just the lady's journey, it's the man's journey too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and Sean came with me the whole way, you know, from the first appointment to the last appointment. He was by my side, and it's so important, you know.
Okay. Great. Yeah.
So much to say, so much to, you know.
Okay. I think we came to the end of the interview. I ask the last question. And what do you think when you meet now your older self now? What do you want to say to yourself when you was in the time trying to conceive?
It's a good question. Just not to give up, you know, that trust in your body, trust in your body's ability to do, you know, what it wants to do. I always believed in my soul that they were coming. I always believed that I was going to be a mother. Don't give up would be, you know, and I didn't give up. My husband was probably close to giving up before me, but yeah, I would say to any woman out there who's going through a fertility journey, you know, don't give up, you know, make small little changes to your lifestyle, to your body. Look at stories of hope and get that feeling, you know, from that person and take it with you, and believe that, you know, that this can happen. Because I did, while I was going through the journey, I kept saying to myself, you know, this is going to happen for me. I am going to be a mother. I know that this was my journey, you know, was to have children, and I had to believe that, because it gave me strength and it gave me hope, you know, to get through the process, because it's a journey, you know. I explain that to people when people ask me, oh, you know, how did you cope? And how it's a journey. It is a roller coaster ride also, I describe it, especially, you know, the IVF journey, but all the way through I had to believe that eventually I would hold a baby in my arms. And I think it's important to give that hope to somebody else, you know, that you can do it. Keep, you know, make small changes, trust your body, trust in your own body's intuition.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Bea, I'm so glad that you share your experience here with us on this channel.
I hope I can help somebody.
Yeah.
I hope my story reaches somebody and they get something, and if I help one lady, I will be very happy.
I'm sure, really. You help many people. No.
Thank you.
Okay, ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very, very much, dear Bea, for taking the time and sharing your story here on this channel. I like you and your family very much, and you have 3 so wonderful children and an incredible story about your happy end. I wish you all the best, and I'm happy to have met you. I'm sure that Bea's experiences can help many couples to find and go their own way. So, please be kind in the comments, and that was the end, and that's the end.